Thank you for tuning in to Mastering the Math of Business with Lauren Young. Today we're going to be discussing a real challenge that occurs over time for way too many small business owners, and that has to do with owner burnout and fatigue. It's a real challenge because some of the hardest work that occurs anywhere in the world is owning a small business. Everything is upon the owner to generate sales, to cover costs, to make some money, to live a life that is rewarding and satisfying. It's hard. It's hard to do that, especially when you've got customers that aren't coming through and paying you on time. You've got employees not showing up for work, or when they do show up, they're not doing what needs to get done. There's just all kinds of things that factor into this. And so what I'd like you to appreciate as we start out this video is there is a bell curve factor that comes in here when you look at the balance between ownership, contribution, and stress. In other words, when stress is too low, they're tuned out and not a part of the business. Their contribution drops off. And then when stress is too high and they're in this space of burnout, particularly when you see these things happening, anxiety, anger, panic, that's also a drop off in owner contribution. So the point is, be mindful of where you are and give yourself space to regroup and recharge. Because what happens to a business when the owner is burned out or suffering from exhaustion, they fail to stay on top of things that need to get done, and the business starts to unravel, and then messes come in, and these messes just aren't little things. They're messes that require cleanup and all kinds of additional and extra work. The point is, you want to avoid this. The good news is you've got family members, hopefully, you've got valued customers who you've worked with, you've got employees you can trust who can help you see the signs of this if you're struggling with it yourself. But if you are having trouble getting up to go into the business to get the work done that needs to get done, that it's important to pause and think about what you can do to recharge yourself, because a burned out owner is the biggest drain on a business. In fact, they cost themselves so much money that they never recover if they allow it to go on for too long. So let's actually take a business. And again, I wrestle with this a little bit. I can use made up numbers, or I can use actual client numbers. The client numbers here are reflective of what they actually did last year. So you want to look at your previous year results from both a top line and a bottom line perspective. Then we're gonna put a burnout factor in here. We're gonna look at burnout against sales, and we're gonna look at burnout against net income. Because a lot of business owners, their burnout starts with just not wanting to do what needs to get done to generate the sales. And then because they're checked out, the costs aren't getting managed properly. And the next thing you know, the bottom line's falling out. The point of this example is this customer, or this client, I'm sorry, they had a 9% return on sales last year. Not bad. And the numbers I'm about to show you are just made up numbers, but I want to show them to you for one key purpose. One thing that I noticed that a lot of owners that burn out is they're not aware of what they're costing themselves. So here again, we have our burnout factor. It's at 15% of sales and 20% of net income. What does that mean? Well, they're going to drop their return on sales, and they're going to cost themselves at least $200,000, because what happens is they're going to sell less, and what they do sell, they're going to make less money on. And so the point is, you can get into six figures quickly when you're burned out. So with all videos coming off of this platform, there's a call to action. And the call to action here is to actually go to our Business Fitness Check website, where you can take a no cost, no obligation business fitness test, and it'll tell you just how healthy your business is to compete over the next 3 years. It's going to come back and it's going to give you basically a risk of business cardiac arrest score, and it's going to tell you whether you're at in this extreme to very high end of the risk of business cardiac arrest. And business cardiac arrest is just like cardiac arrest for you and I. It's a function of the heart failing and struggling with pumping needed blood through the business or through you. It's that for a business. But the heart in business cardiac arrest is represented by profits, and the blood is represented by cash, specifically cash flow. And so go to businessfitnesscheck.com, take the business fitness test, and you'll get a risk profile directly back to you that'll tell you just how at risk you are in being able to survive a period of fatigue and burnout. Hopefully that's not the case for you, but if it is, I do invite you to reach out to me. Let's connect and talk about this a little bit, because one of the saddest things I see is when I'm interacting with a business owner, particularly one that's put a lot of years into their business, and it's just not going well right now. They're either bored with it, they're over here in this zone, but more often they're over here in this zone because things have just deteriorated all around them. Don't let that happen to you. As with all YouTubers, I welcome likes and subscribers. Please share both with me. Thanks again for tuning in to Mastering the Math of Business with Lauren Young. Look forward to seeing you soon.